Hello, beautiful people. The light in me bows to the light in you. Welcome to Soul Guidance with Deepti. This is our weekly portal of connecting to the tarot and understanding how we can live more aligned lives. Staying connected to the Creator Spirit helps us be the highest potential that we are at all points in time. We use the moon as the marker for us to regroup 4 times a month. And full moon is also an opportunity where the universe reflects back those aspects that need more alignment or things which are being shown to us that we've accumulated over the entire past month, and it's time for us to release some of those things. This full moon portal is even more powerful because it aligns with the Visarjan of Ganesh Chaturthi. It's a beautiful opportunity for us to reunite with the Ganesha consciousness. So, as we go and do the Visarjan, it helps us by reminding the lessons of non attachment, something that we've really poured our hearts and souls into welcoming in our lives. It's now time to bid goodbye to that beautiful energy, knowing that we are now plugging into our consciousness, and that beautiful energy of Lord Ganesh is available to us only if we turn inwards and tap into that beautiful consciousness that we've been celebrating, that we've been imbibing, and that we've been anchoring for the last 10 days in our life. The energies of this full moon portal were extremely potent, and these are bringing a lot of emotional issues to the center stage in the lives for a lot of people. I could feel the surge of energy setting in already by like 3 days before the full moon. And also, we have the equinox coming up. That means this is going to continue to feel very emotionally charged for quite some time, even after the full moon adorns the skies. So, this is a time for us to keep on purging and keep on detoxing, and also, more importantly, at a physical level. So, if there is a way of being able to bring in some sort of a fasting regime as a physical detox, it's going to be very powerfully supported around this time. And the more lighter you can stay in your everyday beingness and your physical embodiment, the more you would be able to operate from the higher echelons of your mind for that matter. So let's see how spirit can really guide us to work with these beautiful full moon energies. So I invite you to take a couple of deep breaths. Know that the universe is supporting us at all points in time. We are opening this beautiful tarot for the soul portal, a place dedicated to the ones who are inclined towards polishing their own consciousness and leading very purified lives at all points in time. We invite the archetypical wisdom of the tarot and the pool of consciousness to please guide us and show us how can we make use of these beautiful full moon energies to lead better aligned lives. So, Spirit is really showing us that this particular week and this entire frame of 10 to 12 days is a time for us to go within our own spiritual temple. Each of us has a beautiful inner temple available to us, but we can only start tapping into the wisdom that is available when we start detaching ourselves from all those things that keep us in a lower vibration or keep us engaged at a lower level for that matter. And how can we really do that? We can do that by bringing in some sort of the change energy. What spirit is showing us that if you can invite some changes in your life, they are really going to help you. For some people, I'm being shown that a change of place is going to help them overall change their energetic disposition. And when you possibly choose to come back to the same place, you would have seen that you've transitioned as a person energetically. So sometimes what happens is if we've been working on ourselves for quite some time, we may come to a point before the completion of that work where we can make it or we can break it. And when we are on the brink of that, sometimes it illusionarily seems that we are not able to move any forward. Like we've done so much and there has been no shift in consciousness. But it is important to understand that that is our lower mind trying to play tricks on us. And one simple way to be able to see that magnanimous shift is by choosing to invite some sort of a change in your life. And then when you are going through that changed experience, you would realize that you've actually changed as a person. You are navigating through situations, you are interacting with people, you are conducting yourself in a whole new light for that matter, you know. And then when you come back to your same place, maybe after the change of place, you realize that yes, in fact, you have transitioned or you've shifted your consciousness as a person. So that is the sort of change energy that I am being shown. So if you think that things are getting a little too dense and a little too heavy, it's going to help us if we can go on a short trip, or if it is available to do something that brings some sort of a change in your everyday routine, because that is going to be extremely rewarding. Another thing that I am being shown is the fact that we have to pay very close attention to how it is that we are honoring the people who've been part of our lives and who've been around even long before us. So, this would translate into the fact that this time is very remarkable for us to start honoring our ancestral lineage. And I think this really dovetails into the fact that we are on the brink of that period in the Hindu Vedic calendar, which is meant for the worship, for seeking forgiveness from our ancestral lineage. It is the period of Shraddh. It is about remembering the sacrifices that all our ancestors have been through, and this is a time for doing charity, keeping in a pure intention of being able to recognize and being able to hold space for the love and sacrifices of our ancestors. So, Spirit is showing us that if we do not really hold that place of extreme gratitude for our roots, for people who've been here before us, it's going to be hard for us to tap into that wisdom that is there inside of us. And our ancestral guides, our spirit guides are there merely to support us on our journey, merely to protect us on our journey, to help us, to defend us. And if we have to really move beyond the current entropic entanglement that we are in, we have to seek blessings and stay in harmony. There has to be uh, resonance, zero resistance between the past, present, and future, and recognizing our ancestors, just simply honoring them, is an opportunity for us to move out of the past quantum entanglements and move towards a place of greater harmony for that matter. This coming period is also very significant for a lot of new things that can come up. This time is being shown that it's going to be very supportive of things that we are trying to build and cultivate in our lives, and those are going to be extremely potent beginnings for that matter. The changes that you are really bringing in, those changes will start lighting up your life and adorning your horizon slowly. But you have to really remember that the fire element needs to be tampered all along. The element is so powerful that if it is not really channeled properly, or if it is not used in alignment, the fire can be extremely destructive. It can cause a lot of uh, damage. So, in order to not get blinded by that powerful energy that is available to us cosmically, it is going to be important that we practice grounding. We have to keep ourselves grounded at all points in time. I'm also being shown that for a lot of people who are sensitive to energies, your intuition is going to be at an all time high. But because of the entanglements that you keep yourself engaged in, you could easily overlook what your gut is trying to really tell you out here. So it's going to be important to have a deeper sense of what is it that your intuition is really trying to convey, and if you can really look for small ways to stay more in tune with that intuition. And this is an opportunity for you to be more truthful, to be more authentic. And the more truthful you are going to be, the more aligned to your deeper core you will stay in your day to day life. And that is how the wisdom that is inside of you will have a chance to pour out and be reflected in everything that you do as part of your everyday life. This period is also going to be very, very helpful if you can make time to pour yourself in scriptures or in texts that really show us the greater path, or the path to singularity and alignment. But this has to come more from a place of surrender, more from a place of faith, rather than just simply doing it for the sake of doing. So when you sit down to read something, can you take a couple of deep breaths, empty yourself of all your notions, of all the activities that you've been part of, and then simply just hold an intention that may I be able to calibrate with the wisdom that is coming to me through this particular scripture or this passage that I am reading in. Spirit, please handhold me to be able to bring this wisdom into implementation in my everyday being. May I be able to go through this coming week with a lot of grace, with a lot of gratitude, in order to be the more refined version of who I am in the real essence of the creator consciousness. And if you're going to be able to really do that, Spirit is showing us that we will be able to expand our heart energy like never before. This week is so momentous for us to expand our consciousness, and that expansion has to come from the heart intelligence and not from the intellect or the mind intelligence for that matter. The last 10 days that we've been celebrating and soaking in the spirit of the Ganesha consciousness. Ganesha is all about taking care of the obstacles, clearing the blocks. And once they are cleared, it is a more aligned and a flow state for us to stay connected to our heart energy. And when you go through everyday life, staying centered and connected to your heart, it really helps you change perspective and things which were hard to come by in the first place. And I'm being shown that we have ample of opportunities this coming week to change things merely by choosing to go through them, staying connected to the heart energy, than staying connected to the mind or the intellectual energy. One more very predominant theme that I'm being shown around this is the theme of forgiveness. So, Spirit is showing us that this coming week, a lot of emotions are going to keep coming up for us, and possibly things that have been a little challenging and painful in the past are experiences that we've held on to in the past, and it's time to forgive and give love to those instances. Give love to people, but more importantly, give love to yourself for having gone through and endured those particular experiences. If you can really give love, you will learn the art of staying in that perennial state of eternal forgiveness. And this is slightly deeper, but I'm also being shown that, the whole concept of forgiveness in the first place is some sort of an entrapment that keeps us stuck in the lower energies. If we can really purify the way we live our lives and we live such high quality lives, there's going to be no space or there's going to be no instances where we will stay stuck in the lower energies that demand forgiveness in a certain sense. That means we'd be able to master the lower levels of our mind and operate from the higher levels of our mind, really not coming to those lower stages. And those higher stages are eternal forgiveness. That is who we really are. It is all about just enhancing our innate state of being for that matter. Another message that I am receiving is that if we are going to be able to combine these beautiful energies of tapping into the wisdom that is available to us and coupling it up with the heart energy, we are actually going to be able to close the loop to many cycles that have been open in our lives. If there have been repeated lessons that we've not been able to cross over, this particular full moon is very momentous for us to be able to take that leap and cross over and complete that cycle, move the wheel and get further ahead in our life journey. So I really hope that this coming week we are able to tap into the wisdom that is there inside of us. And may that really help us to lean further into the beautiful, compassionate heart energies and live more fulfilled and meaning lives. Thank you for joining me in welcoming the energies of the full moon. Namaste.